and things to do.
Stories! Fun! Toys! All sorts of things of interest and fun for girls and boys!
These acorn bracelets are beautiful.
And the funny company can make them and sell them for 8 or 9 cents each.
When we get enough acorns.
Yeah, but it's getting dark.
And these woods are scary.
Boy, scary, I'll say. And when it's just a little darker, I put on grizzly bear suit, jump out at them, they run and leave behind portable Weisenheimer, and I snitch it.
That was a timber wolf.
Oh, I'm so scared.
And there are grizzly bears in these woods, too.
Leaping electrons.
And you've broken one of the first laws of the funny company.
What's that?
No business after dark. When it's twilight, you should be home. Shame on you.
Oh, you don't have to rub it in, Weisenheimer.
Wolves and grizzly bears.
Oh, don't be afraid, Violet. I know a guy who crossed a parrot with a grizzly bear.
Did it talk a lot?
Not much, but when it talked, you listened. It didn't help you, huh?
No.
You still scared?
Yes. And we're lost. No stars.
No moss on the trees?
If only we had a compass.
Say, how about the wise one?
Weisenheimer, brickety-brack. Crank it up and get the facts.
On how to make a compass.
Yeah, how?
Well, always glad to oblige. Well, a compass to point north. We'd need a needle,
Got one.
a battery,
Here in this torch.
a cork,
In my thermos.
some wire, and an eyedropper or straw.
Got 'em.
Well, you're just lucky. First, you put the needle in the eyedropper or straw. Any kind of small tube will do. Then you take the wire and start wrapping it around the tube with the needle inside. You do this to keep the wire from touching the needle directly in what you're about to do. You make a tight coil, many turns around the tube. You wrap up the whole tube in wire. Then, to keep it from unwinding, you put some tape on each end. There. You have the eyedropper with the wire wrapped around it and the needle inside. Now, you're going to magnetize the needle. Make a tiny magnet out of it by passing a current of electricity through the coil of wire. The needle is steel, and if you pass the electricity around it through the wire long enough, the steel needle turns into a magnet. So, you fasten the ends of the wire to the opposite poles of your battery.
My flashlight battery is a big one.
Good. And then when you've done that for a while, you'd loosen the wires. Take the needle out. Then you cut a thin slice of cork and tape the needle to it. And you float this assembly in a saucer of water. Notice, the needle always wants to point one way, no matter which way you try to redirect it. It's pointing to the magnetic North Pole. It's pointing north. And to check this, you put a regular compass next to it. And see, its pointer goes the same way as your emergency compass points. And this is the same principle at work in the manufactured compasses we know, like the ones they use for ships or aircraft.
Well, let's get to work.
But you could ask me.
What?
North is that way.
Oh, well, let's go and get out of here.
Oh, boy, here they come. I'll practice my growl. 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 How about that? I'm better than I thought.
Oh, I'll never be afraid of grizzly bears again.
Why?
Isn't that sweet? That bear is taking care of his sick friend.
Gee, I didn't know they had polar bears down here.
Polar bears?
If he isn't, he's the whitest grizzly bear I've ever seen.
And now it's time to go. We hope you liked our show. And we'll be back as quick as 1, 2, 3. And when we meet again, we hope you'll be here then. 'Cause now you're in the funny company.